Okay,
All
hello,
right.
Alex, and welcome to your live DR of Big Brother Magic Kingdom. What's going on?
All right. I stayed, and that was a chore because no one was giving me like sure answers on whether or not I was actually going to be staying last week or not. So the fact that I did stay uh, was a little surprising to me, but I'm very happy about it. And that means that my campaigning on that last day really worked. Chip said something about me having like turned everyone's opinion around on me, or not everyone, but most people's opinions around on me in that 24 hours period. So I must have done something good. Um, I also
Yes,
got
congrats.
told. I also got told that there was an alliance between Liam, Jesse, uh, the Timmy that is currently HOH. I don't know what their initials are, and Austin. So those people were the ones that were campaigning against me. And I know that the three of them were three out of the four people that voted me out last week. I don't know who that fourth person is. I have a few suspicions. I think it could be either Lily or Olivia because both of them like didn't give me a clear answer about where they voted, while everyone else said that they kept me. So yeah. Um,
Interesting.
then this vote, I'm pretty sure Jill's going home, but I'm probably going to end up voting for Seb anyways, just to cause suspicion. Even though I really like both Seb and Jill and wish that both of them could stay, unfortunately, one of them has to go, and from what I've been hearing, it sounds like Jill's pretty screwed. But I will probably still give her my vote to stay, even though I did tell Seb that I was going to keep him, so I may vote for Jill, but I'm not 100% about that yet.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's about the catch up for my game. I've just been talking to people. Probably not as much as I should be doing, but I am doing it more than I was the first week. I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with Brian, Jay. I have mended things with the Timmy that is currently HOH,
Mm-hmm.
because he came for me in that HOH comp, and I was like, hold up now, you don't do that. And so I sat him down. We talked about it. He was just like, I thought you were coming after me because he told me that straight up that he was evicting me. I was going to see who I should campaign to. And then as soon as I do that, the other Timmy messages me and says, hey, you probably shouldn't go to Timmy or Liam or Jesse because none of them are keeping you. And as soon as I get that, I get a message from the Timmy that evicted me, and he said, yeah, I'm evicting you. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I don't care if they evict me as long as they tell me that they evict me. If they tell me that they don't evict me and then, or don't give me a clear answer about it and then evict me, that's when I get mad.
Yeah.
And I think Timmy thought I was coming after him when I was not. So we solved that, and that's why he didn't nominate me.
Okay.
Um,
How do you feel about the vote being as split as it was round one? Like, does that make you nervous going forward, knowing that there were a solid four people that did not vote to keep you? I know you said you mended relationships with Timmy, but do you feel like you're on like kind of on the outs with people for the most part? Are you nervous about being put up next week?
Depending on who gets HOH, a little. Like if Jesse wins HOH, I think I'm going up. Um, but I don't. Luckily, with this two HOH twist, I don't. I just have to not be on the bottom of somebody's list, and as long as I'm not on bottom, then I'm good. And I don't think I'm on bottom of anyone's list right now. The only person who may feel the need to nominate me, other than maybe Jessie, because I talked to her the least, maybe Olivia too. I've talked to those two the least. It's just like whenever I'm around, they're not around, so I never get conversations with them. But maybe Gizmo might feel like, oh, I nominated him before. I hope not, because then I will be targeting Gizmo. But uh, I don't want to target Gizmo, but
Mhm.
if Gizmo gives me a reason to target Gizmo, I will. But I think that it was mostly they were trying to protect Austin versus they didn't want me in the game. They didn't want me in the
Mhm.
game because Austin was on the block against them. I do feel like that was the reasoning for those three. Once again, don't know who that fourth vote was. I really think that that was either that was someone who didn't know what they were doing, or someone who wanted to throw a hinky vote.
Mhm.
What What's your speculation on the veto cancellation 2 weeks in a row? Did you hear anything or have any speculation?
I have no idea, other than I know Jay hates it. Because every time
Mhm.
I go on call with Jay, he's like, "What the fuck? Why is the veto ceremony getting canceled?" And it's just like, I don't know, Jay. So I have absolutely no idea why the veto ceremony keeps getting canceled. I hope it doesn't continue that, especially if I'm on the block or if I want to perform a backdoor, because that would make it really difficult to do that. um,
Spicy.
I don't know how though that could happen.
Um, who would you consider your closest two allies, and I guess your kind of like worst two enemies?
Closest allies, I would probably say, are Jay and Seb. Um, I know I said I might be evicting Seb, but uh, I know that my vote's not really going to matter in this. It's looking like only 3 people are going to be evicting him, anyways. Um, but Seb also hasn't really been talking to too many people, so if I lose Seb, it's not that crucial. Someone who I do have a good relationship with, though, that is pretty well connected in this game, I think, is Jay. Um, Jay and I are pretty close. If I'm not, I might push Seb out and I might put Timmy in because Timmy worked his ass. The Timmy that was HOH last week, he worked his ass off to save me last week, and I appreciate that from him, and I want to return the favor to him. Uh, Timmy and I talked like we went on calls like 5 times throughout that whole day, just checking in, seeing whose votes we have, whose votes we don't have. So that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Jay and Timmy, and then my two worst enemies. I wouldn't call them enemies, but Gizmo nominated me, and I don't like that. Um, but like I'm not coming after Gizmo. But if I win HOH, I mean Gizmo nominated me, so fair game's
See?
a fair game.
Yeah.
And then I don't really have another enemy. Kind of mad at Liam because I know Liam outside of this. We're in a friend group together. I'm actually in a friend group with Lee and Jay for that. Or I said Lee, Liam and Jay. Uh, so the fact that I don't know why I keep saying Lee. Liam was against me. Kind of makes me a little mad, but not really. So I guess Liam.
Okay. And then my other kind of generic every live DR question is, what is your shirt? God, I can't talk now. You're infecting me with illiteracy. Uh, what is your short-term goal for the game, and what is your long-term goal for the game?
Short-term goal for the game: make sure that a veto ceremony happens.
Ah.
Long-term goal for the game: I really want to get in an alliance soon. I know that there's already at least, well, I mean, I already know that one. There's probably at least another one, and there's probably 2 more, to be honest. They're probably small. I don't think there's a majority alliance, but I do think that there are probably a couple 3 or 4 person alliances. I could not tell you of who. I'm just saying based on experiences that I've had in the past and how a lot of these people know each other. I can just kind of tell that already. I mean, I know half of these people, and the other half I've never spoke to in my life. So, just
Well,
kind
interesting.
of depends. But I've been making good connections with the people that I don't know, as well as some of the people that I do know. Because a lot of the people that I do know in this game, I have not talked to in a while. Like Jay, it's been over a year. Ruthie, it's been over 2 years. So,
Interesting. So you've got some catching up to do.
yeah. And I've caught up with Jay. I don't think I've fully caught up with Ruthie yet, but yeah.
Okay. Well, do you see like are you starting to see after kind of being up first week? I know can kind of put a hitch in the get along for a lot of people's games, but are you starting to kind of see a path to the end for yourself again?
I don't know about a path to the end, just because I tend to play more day to day. But I do see a way that I can just probably be able to survive. It seems like there's a lot of tension, kinda. It seems like there are kind of two sides to this. One side being like the previous people that I mentioned before, and then there seems to be like I don't. It just seems to be like those three people against like kind of everyone else. Not. I don't think it's fully that way because I don't think Liam is gonna go anywhere because he's a social threat. But I think the other Timmy is kind of rubbing some people the wrong way. No one's exactly told me that, but I'm not hearing anyone say any good things about him, which is odd considering he's HOH. So,
Interesting.
Liam, I am, but because I always do about Liam. And Liam's a king, don't get me wrong. I like Liam. But he's a threat, so.
Valid.
Are you gonna try to gun for this one of the next HOHs?
I like winning competitions early, so yes, I am going to definitely be gunning for it. Is it live tonight?
No.
Okay. Good. That means I have a better shot. I hate doing competitions in front of people. They make me so nervous.
Well, then good luck with this one.
Let's go.
Brian, do you have any other questions? Because I'm high and I can't
Oh,
think.
do you see
So,
people like pairing up, like people like do you see like are working together closely? Anything that you see like that?
I mean, Liam, Timmy, Jesse working very closely together. I feel like Chips and Timmy are kind of on good terms because when I was trying to talk about votes with Timmy, Chips was someone that he was just like he auto considered him to be on my side, and I took note of that, which is fine because Chips saved me, and Chips almost used the veto on me. I went on call with Chips for about an hour trying to get him to use that veto. Not an hour, but like 30 minutes trying to get him to use that veto on me, and he almost did until Gizmo messaged him, and I was so mad about that. Gizmo was like, if you use the veto, you're going to make a target out of yourself, and that scared Chips away after I just convinced him to use it on me. I was so mad. But to be honest, I forgot where the question go. I'm also high, so like, I'm just like
He asked
talking.
like who you think is working together, basically.
Oh yeah. Let's see. That's about all I've noticed from what I can remember. I feel like everyone really likes Olivia. Like I don't think that she's super well connected, but she seems to have connected herself to a lot of people already. Because all I hear is good things about Olivia, but I never get to talk to her. So it's like I never get to know those good things. So yeah, that's another thing I noticed.
So if you win HOH this week, and who would be one person if you could pick to be the other HOH with you?
I want to be co-HOHs with Jay. I know it's not going to happen, but I want to be co-HOHs with Jay. Just because I don't think I don't think Jay's going to do well. I guess it depends on what the comp is. If it's another Disney-related comp, then Jay's not winning it. But maybe if it's I don't know, some random typical org competition, Jay could probably win. But I want to win HOH, and I would love for Jay to be my co-HOH.
Nice.
Fair enough. Is there anybody that you wouldn't want to be HOH with you? Like, you would actually hate them to be a co-HOH?
Nah, I don't think I don't get along with anybody to that extent. There's no one like Heatherly Cameron in the game where it's just like, oh my gosh, please no.
Felt that one.
The two people I'd least prefer to be co-HOH with are the two people that are HOH this week. So,
Well, then there you go.
yeah.
So you definitely feel like after the week one, you're on the block, that you're in a better position now than you were week one?
Definitely. I went from a state to where I could be going home to a state of I could not see the block for at least a few weeks. So that's always good. I don't
Were
want to be
you
the
nervous about being a potential renom if there was a veto ceremony this week?
Kinda more. Timmy told me I was 100% safe with him. So from Timmy, I feel like Timmy would fight for me because I know in the renom the HOHs have to like agree or whatever, come to an agreement. And I don't know if Timmy would have gone on the block for me if Liam was like really pushing it, and I don't think Liam would have really pushed it. He may have mentioned it. I don't think I would have gone up as a renom though. I feel like if a renom happened, there was a backdoor plan, and it wouldn't have been me. Like, why waste a week on me?
The final question I have is, what's your prediction for the vote count tonight?
Let's see. There's 10 people voting, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
6-4, 7-3, depending on where my vote goes, I think.
Interesting. So you're predicting another split vote round 2?
Oh yeah, I mean that's what Brian told me. Brian told me that him, Ruthie, and Lily are all planning on saving Jill, and I said I may do the same. And apparently everyone else is saving Seb. So apparently Jill only reached out to those like 3 people, and then neither Jill nor Seb have really reached out to me. Both of them did today though. I don't know which one I'd prefer in the game. I like both of them. So like, I don't know. For me, it's like, I could, whichever one stays, I want to work with, and whichever one goes is gonna suck that they go. But oh well, better them than me, I guess.
Valid. Are you nervous about? I know there's been a lot of rumors in the house calls and stuff and talk about this. So are you nervous at all about like maintaining the relationships with the people that are leaving in case of a buyback?
Well, I haven't had any ill will with anyone that. Well, I guess the only person that's left is Austin so far. So, I haven't really taken that into consideration, but like I'm not going unless someone like offends me personally, or like does something absolutely ridiculous in the main chat. I'm not going to like get in screaming matches with anybody or hurt anyone's feelings. So I guess I'm taking it into account, but yeah, I haven't really been thinking about it. I'm cool with
You don't
Austin.
want to. You don't want to get in a screaming match with somebody. That's what we were hoping for.
I was gonna say, damn, where's the fight?
Hey, maybe when jury hits and I get my pre-jury check. then we can talk.
Valid. I'll accept it. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or Brian, do you have any other questions?
That's about all I can think of, unless Brian has another question.
I'm dry on questions right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my phone's at 1%, so that's amazing.
Oh, iconic. All right. Well, with that, I will stop the recording. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.